Good evening, guys. It's Juanito from Team Reddit, and joining me today.
Hulkster from USA.
So I say good evening, but actually for me it's good morning because it's basically 1 in the morning, thanks to Hulk taking his time for doing this podcast.
This is literally like early evening for me. I just cracked my first beer. This is just relax time. This is chill time for me. So
Yeah, this is supposed to
you
be
can suck
sleep
it.
time for me, so to
Yeah.
be fair, I missed an entire podcast once, so this is like
Yeah.
payback for you. All right, well, for our next guest, he's a bit of a dark horse amongst the community. He has been since the start of the game and has built a following, some might say a bit of a cult. The first man to stream Hill Climb Racing 2, current Fingersoft server mod, and Stoner. You might know him by various names: the Star Spawn, him who is to come, the Sleeping God, Stonyface, or best known as Cthulhu. Welcome, bro.
Hey, thank you. That's quite the introduction. Wow.
I had to, you can't imagine the amount of research I've done on Cthulhu, like the creature itself, just to do the hint and this introduction. Like, I might as well become like a historian on Cthulhu.
I hate to tell you, but you're already a cultist. Welcome to the crew.
Oh, yes, let's go.
And
Actually,
then there's people like me that have always said Chulu. I'm gonna definitely struggle. I know it's Cthulhu, but at some point in time I'm definitely gonna say Chulu.
Oh, I won't fault you for it. It just, it makes me sound like a chewing gum, or I'm from Chula Vista, California.
Or a choo-choo train.
I mean, to be fair, and again, here is my all my research coming into action, but you're not supposed, or humans are not supposed to be able to pronounce Cthulhu because it's meant to be an alien language. So, technically
Correct.
speaking, you could be right, Hulk.
There you go.
You could be right. I predate your universe. I'm a 100-foot tall creature that predates your universe.
So
See, the mythos
what is Cthulhu? What is this all about? It's not an actual octopus, right? The purple octopus is just your avatar.
That's just my avatar. Cthulhu is the creation of H.P. Lovecraft, and it's a horrific figure that is a cephalopod-headed, winged creature that's 100 foot tall that sleeps under the ocean. And Cthulhu predates the universe and just sleeps waiting for the stars to align so he can escape and devour the universe and humanity first. So the myth is that I'm trapped under the Pacific Ocean, and somebody dropped a phone in it, and on that phone had Hill Climb Racing 1 and 2, and that's what I do, passing the time as I wait for the stars to align so I can escape.
That's a good one, actually.
Oh, that's actually very cool.
I like that one. I like that story.
You cannot believe how excited I was when they released the Dave skin. I had to have it. It was before I made Pit Crew, and I needed it.
You know what? I feel like you're really lucky because we talked about this with Reese, and I suggested that like well-known people in the community, or I mean, at this point you could argue Pit Crew should get their own skin, like work together with Fingersoft to create a unique skin that people could even buy because, you've seen other games like, okay, off the top of my head, like Call of Duty. There's something called the CDL, which is like the Call of Duty League, and there's like actual professional players that play for like actual money, and they become a bit of like famous characters, and they have their own skins for like their teams and stuff, and people buy them. So I don't know. I feel like they could do this the same. I mean, like I said, basically you got your own free dedicated skin at this point.
Oh yeah, and I loved Reese's reaction was nah right away.
Here's an idea. They could have, for an extra $3 a month added onto the VIP subscription, customized avatars.
Ooh, but I mean, yeah, that would be fun actually.
If you want to change the color of your avatar's hair, or what hat they're wearing, or what color their shirt is, like really, how hard is that to do? And it would be pretty cool.
And
so you don't have like 30 skeletons on a team just driving around.
30 skeletons. That's great. But I was literally told I can't get anything more. I've got like a guest appearance in the Rust Bucket Reef. I've got like the little hidden thing underneath the stones. I've got the Dave skull. I literally can't get anything else more cool with my avatar.
Yeah, honestly, I think they've given you enough stuff at this point. I think Hulk and I need to start getting some of this clout.
I just like. I mean, I think it'd be fun to be able to like give your guy blonde hair, a red bandana, a yellow mustache, and that's it. That's the
Sounds
Hulkster.
incredibly familiar. That sounds incredibly familiar.
So I can
didn't
leg
notice
drop
that
my
until
way
he
through
said
team
it.
events.
All right. Well, like I said, man, I think like people know about you, but including myself, I don't know anything about you. So I know we
Oh,
talked a little
wow.
bit. So please tell us, like, when did you start playing? How did you get to the point where you are today?
Oh, wow. It's been a long history. I got an Android in 2013, and I installed Hill Climb Racing. It's one of the first games I started playing with it. And I really liked Hill Climb Racing 1. I've completed Hill Climb Racing 1 a couple of times. They keep introducing new achievements, so I have to unlock to get those. But
You might be the first person that has ever said they completed Hill Climb Racing 1.
Raven has also completed Hill Climb Racing 1.
Okay,
All
okay.
all garage unlocks, all of it. But I've done it before, but they've released achievements since that I'm still working on. The jungle achievements, they suck. But about, I want to say, February, March of 2017, I got a new Android. And I was playing Hill Climb 1 and saw an ad for Hill Climb Racing 2, and I'm like, oh, well, damn, I got to go check that out. And installed it, and my first achievements were March 2017. And, like, very few cars at that point, less than a dozen. A lot of games that had, like, elevators in the mines. Lots of things like that. And I've just been constantly playing. It's been one of the favorite games that I can play because it's very low key. I just need my two thumbs to do it. And it's one that keeps me. So, I do say I just need my two thumbs to do it. I can't really, I'll admit I'm a disabled gamer. I've had this for 40 years of my life, 48. And because of that, I can't really use controllers because my hands have taken a lot of damage from the arthritis. So,
Interesting.
I can play on the phone and I can play Hill Climb. And I loved it. I used to race cars when I was a kid and thought I was invulnerable and invincible. And, I've always been around cars and garage. And so, like, it held my interest and it's evolved a lot since I played. And I one day saw an ad for Discord on Hill Climb Racing 2, and it was I had never used Discord, and it was the first Discord server I joined was Fingersoft. There was 500 people on the server, if that tells you anything. 50,000
Wow.
now. Yeah. And ironically, my online handle for years has been Stonyface. Like, I've been on the internet as Stonyface since the early 90s. But like
How did you pick Stonyface?
it has nothing to do with cannabis, even though everyone assumes it does. It comes from an old role-playing character that I played where he was very stoic, and people started calling him Stoned Face and Stony Face. And it just became a thing, Stony Face. And I loved it as a hacker acronym. I was a naughty, naughty boy when I was a kid.
What?
Hopefully yeah.
I can't imagine
hopefully
that.
But like I've been on the internet since before AOL, so like,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
old school. So I don't do that anymore. But
Tell us one cool thing that you did that would be like, holy cow, this guy actually was like a hacker.
when I was in high school, my buddy and I had the cops show up and modem.
Holy crap.
Wow.
That's insane. That's mad.
And the
That's
rest,
actually It's impressive. It's impressive.
Yeah,
But
1987.
Oh my! I
wow.
wasn't even born.
I had a Dropbox, which is a little recording of quarters hitting the machine. You make 3 phone calls on a phone booth. I had like the Captain Crunch whistle. I never really learned phone freaking, but I was aware of it. So early stuff and networking stuff mostly. So just evidence of a misspent youth, you know. But Stony Face, I didn't really want to come into the Fingersoft Hill Climb Racing 2 and have everybody think I was just a stoner because I'm a medical cannabis user, but like, you know, I don't want that to be my online handle. So Cthulhu, I have a huge Cthulhu toy collection, and I really identify with Cthulhu. And so it kind of like, hey, I could be Cthulhu here, and so I did, and it really kind of took off. So,
Okay.
So you're saying you identify with a 100-foot mythical creature that's just waiting to devour the universe.
I really hope that I get to see it, and I hope he eats me last so I can see it.
But so then, how
So
come?
is this an actual? This is an actual real life following that Cthulhu has?
It's like yes and
Yeah,
no.
there's yes and no. It's very tongue in cheek.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very. And I think part of it is I love humanity, but I dislike people. So I'm kind of misanthropic, and so I kind of identify that to Cthulhu, we're all food. That's it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it, I guess. But so, quick question. So,
Yeah.
if you if you didn't want it to be recognized as Cthulhu, why didn't you also change your Discord name or account name to Cthulhu? Because you still have it as Stonyface, right?
Because I'm freaking lazy.
Okay, simple as that.
No, honestly, it's just I've never really looked into changing the Stony Face, and it doesn't bother me too much because there's still people on Discord that recognize the old persona Stony Face
Right.
that has many iterations, and not just Naughty Boy from teenage years, but like has evolved and has an online presence, just not dedicated. You know what I mean? It's like there's still people out there that know me as Stony Face. And rather than just sever and cut ties with that life entirely, it's still there. But like my handle in Fingersoft, if I join a Hill Climb Racing 2 community on a Discord server, I'm gonna change my name to Cthulhu because that's who I am in Discord, and that's who I am on Hill Climb Racing, especially.
Fair enough.
So it's kind of game specific, but it's more than that now.
No, yeah, it's interesting. It's like the Stonyface like carries a lot of weight and history for you.
Yes, it does have a lot of history and a lot of like triumphs and some tragedies, but like everybody associates it with cannabis, which is great because like I was at the forefront of cannabis legalization and I'm a medical patient since 1999. So I love that. Like I don't want to have my first conversation be, no, really, it's not about weed. Sorry. It's about
Don't get me wrong, I like it,
don't
but
get me wrong. I
But it's
love
something
it,
else.
but it's something else. So like I used to really identify with the Moai statues from Easter Island.
Yeah.
yeah,
Or as it's known as to the natives, and that Stony Face, right?
right.
Oh, okay.
Stony Face. It's this expressionless thing. It's my persona online.
Like NPC.
Yeah, like online, this is who I am. But like, I don't want to get rid of that life. So like, to change everything on Discord to Cthulhu, just to me, I want to make sure I have that life still around.
Yeah, you know what? This is really interesting what you're talking about because, and I think I've brought this up with the other mods at the Fairplay server about how maybe like at the start, like when you join an online community, you might be or you might behave as yourself, but I think over time you start to develop, I would say, somewhat of a different persona to what you might actually be in real life. I don't know if that might. I mean, I think some people might be able to like represent themselves with that because I think like I can only speak for myself here, but I feel like I'm a lot more of a troll and maybe annoying online than I would be in real life.
Oh yes, I'm a merciless dank meme collector, so I know.
I think I'm probably one of the only exceptions that is literally pretty much the exact same person. I mean, I might go a little more aggressive
A little?
in Discord, but I mean, people that know me in real life know that I don't have much of a filter. Sometimes in formal situations, I might say something that might embarrass somebody else, and it's just the way it is. You just tell it like it is.
It is
So
what it is.
I think that's probably the best way to be. I think that if you've got nothing to hide, then you just talk.
Well,
With some exceptions, you don't want to curse in situations, and you don't intentionally embarrass somebody, but if you say something that maybe you shouldn't have said because it might have been a secret at some point in time, that's not my problem. That's your problem for telling me.
right. But at the same time, I would say, ironically, I'm out loud and proud about most aspects of my life. It's only when we get to the 13 plus environment of the climb racing, like where I start to add a layer where I start to self edit.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that
you
makes
can't.
sense, of course.
You have to,
Okay.
respect your audience. Know your audience,
Right.
respect your audience.
Not only that,
Because there's
but also like you as a mod for the Fingersurf server, like you do have to have a certain type of image.
bingo. I have to be, well, I mean, I hate to say it this way because people who know me in real life would laugh their asses off, but a little bit more.
Yep.
But I add some filter layers just so like I don't talk about rampant cannabis use. I don't talk about the other podcasts that I find that are much different than this. You know what I mean? I helps your podcast.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Those are actually really cool. I'm not going to say what they are, but there's some very interesting talks that you have done in the public forum that they're really, really, really cool to listen to regarding other things than hill climb racing, and very enjoyable. I actually put them on my 47-inch TV and streamed them one night and just listened. It was very educational.
That my ego does good thinking of you looking at me on a 40-inch TV. I actually don't mind telling. It's just if you want to include it in your podcast. If you two are cool with it, I'll mention it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't mind, honestly. Go ahead.
I am a psychedelic educator.
Okay,
And
wow.
I have focused for many years on micro and mini dosing psychedelics for mental health.
So is that
And I
like
do-
shrooms, LSD?
The traditional psychedelics you can think of, plus a few more of the new ones.
Okay.
But I don't want
So-
to dominate the podcast with it. But yes, all of the psychedelics I scientifically am into investigating. I'm well known for. I do public speaking and podcasts, web seminars on incorporating healthy psychedelic use into positive lifestyles.
The more and more that people get used to, things like marijuana, and I mean, there's no doubt that the more articles that you read, you can go down that rabbit hole. You see that there are some very positive uses, and not like, back in the day when the CIA injected or, gave people huge doses of LSD and make them jump out the window
Right.
of a hotel room or something like that. But there are
Why
some,
there's so much baggage that I didn't want to like dominate the podcast. You know what I mean? There's just to unwrap the full complex thing that I just said, even as like, you know what I mean? So I'm very careful, but at the same time, I'm kind of apple about it. It's only where I get into hill climber, so
yeah. So when I saw when I put your podcast on, or not your podcast, it was your public speaking on YouTube, I was thinking this guy is like the psychedelic version of the hot yoga guy. that had like this cult following
Yeah,
of hot yoga.
yeah.
The only thing you're missing was like the 17 different girlfriends.
Yeah, but I'm all about consent and consent culture.
That's good. That's
But
good.
scumbag. So yeah, I'm not that guy because of consent. So, but I have a lot of facets to my life. Let's just put it that
I mean, now I know who to ask if I'm interested in psychedelics.
way. Oh yeah, I'm your guy. I know all about them.
Interesting. I mean, we'll put that
Yeah,
for a private conversation then.
exactly. Like it's so like certain aspects of my life are so dominating that they could just like butt in and take over the podcast. So like I compartmentalize it. That's why the stony face doesn't go away.
Yeah,
So
I feel like my addiction is hill climb racing too.
it's a serious addiction. Hill climb racing 2 is my favorite game that I suck at.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. That's
That's
gonna be my new slogan
yeah,
for my
that's a great way
channel.
to put it.
I actually want it on my shirt, my hill climber. I wish they had a Pit Crew specific shirt. It would have a lot of names on it. That could be my motto. It's my favorite game that I suck at.
They should let you, like, when they send you the Hill Climb Racing 2 merch, they should let you like pick like a tagline that you can put on like at the back or something.
I actually wish Pit Crew could be the boss races.
Yeah, see,
Me
that's
too.
also that would also be cool.
You
That'd
get
be really
like
cool.
bling and imagine running up against
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu in a race.
So you go up against Cthulhu and you're like, oh, easy
Easy.
W.
I got this shit tractor. I'm done. Oh no, it's over. Okay, Cthulhu wins.
And then the moment
Ooh,
you
that
see
would actually be
Verisha,
cool if you had a vehicle-specific boss battle. So if you go into a boss battle and you're in like, I don't know, certain level, certain track, they might make you put the rotator on, fixed parts or something.
that would be cool. Or maybe not fixed
Battle
parts,
the
but
boss.
just a vehicle, because then I think everyone like goes in with the same vehicle to the boss battle, and it just
Right.
becomes boring essentially.
Right. It's like, oh,
Well,
I'm in Frostfire Caverns. I'm definitely using rotator.
rotator, super rotator map. They wrote those for the game. You were totally right. Totally for the rotator. Like the desert caves. What's the
Right.
one?
Oh yeah, the map, the desert one that came out with Rotator at the same time.
Yeah, those are totally written. But like, Doom and other cars, hot rod. But anyway, um, yeah, they wrote those for. I wish you could do the vehicle specific, like, because everybody gravitates to a favorite. Mine used to be rallying like for a long time, but like when I discovered the tractor, it's just like, oh, that's it. That's the vehicle. So I'm guessing other pit crew like Valkyrin likes the bus quite a bit, and tank. They are just unstoppable with the tank. So it'd be really cool to have pit crew specific boss battles that are vehicle specific. That'd be awesome.
That
But
would be awesome.
I can already hear Reese.
And know who you're up against.
Yeah.
You can already hear Reese saying nah.
Yeah. Nah. That's for you.
Especially,
That's
especially
not a good
Cthulhu.
idea.
We've got too much already. So
So, but what has been your because we also had Daspo here, but he's only pit crew. But what has been your experience as both pit crew and mod for the Fingersoft server?
yeah, that was fun. I got onto Discord when there was about 500 people, and it was only after I got on Discord that I found out what pit crew was. But when I found out what pit crew, I was like, oh, I want that. I want that really badly. Then I heard, like, as soon as you ask, you can't get it. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, I got to sit on it. But no, in reality, I worked my butt off. Like, I created a YouTube channel. It's the worst channel ever. I'm sorry. I do prize reveals mostly and, like, boosting my team. And, like, I started doing live streaming, which I really love. And I did Wikipedia editing. I started helping in the Wood server. And over 8 months, I did a lot of stuff, and I got asked to be pit crew, which was like the best day of my life. And I have a message friend request from Reese, which I'm like, well, how about dem apples? Like, he never. Then I had a message from him like, oh, and I didn't pull a Daspo. I didn't immediately text 3 of my friends. I love giving him crap for that. Just personally, I love Daspo. He's amazing. Um, so being pit crew is pretty freaking epic. I cannot express enough how lucky I feel to be pit crew. Being a mod came like shortly thereafter, and I attribute almost all of my being pit crew to 42 because he's amazing. And like it was shortly after I made pit crew where there were some rumblings that they might need some mod, and my name came up, and then becoming a moderator adds a way different layer to being a hill climb racing persona. Like, you don't.
So let me pause you for a second. How did 42 help you to get to that point? Is it because he was a moderator on Fingersoft already?
I think it was encouragement. He really kept encouraging me to do and go all in. And he was really kind of an advocate for me for doing this stuff. And I think it was just his presence and his steadfast like passion for the game really kept me going. Like, I wasn't overt about trying to make pit crew. I was really all in, and like I thought, I'd never make it, but like it's still fun to do this. And like for me, it felt like if 42 Points hadn't been such an advocate and such a passionate, friendly guy that you could just talk to, he was just amazing.
Let me ask you one more question. So,
sure.
From my vantage point, and this is probably, this is from most of the players' vantage points, like, pit crew to me means you're probably a moderator on Fingersoft server, which means you are babysitting kids all day.
What a way to put it.
Number two,
especially when Team USA shows up.
That's true. Kids are not always just kids. Like, I include myself in that.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I get a little wound up, I need moderated. So you're babysitting people like me that show up at Fingersoft, after a tough loss and say, "Oh, this team was cheating" or something. And the other side of it is like, okay, you get some free skins, which is great. You get some, maybe some a little mention here and there.
Free VIP.
Free VIP and some skins and
merch,
and also a big fat NDA.
And also.
So, I mean, is it actually that cool, or is it like you're doing volunteer work for Fingersoft in exchange for some skins and some other things?
It's absolutely cool.
Okay.
It's absolutely, without question, it's absolutely cool.
Honestly, I think it looks awesome. Like, I can't remember. Maybe it might have been with you, Cthulhu, that we were talking about this. How I think when you put on one of the pit crew skins, I think the body part, like your name in cups becomes with the yellow border.
Yes, if you put on the pit crew shirt skin, your flag gets a gold border around it, so people can know that you're the legit pit crew.
See, for me,
so are you allowed to tell us why it's cool? I mean, the flag is okay. Yeah,
All right, so that's cool. I can tell you some things. Yes,
without violating your NDA and getting Reese and his banhammer after us.
I hid his banhammer under his work computer because I know he'd never touch it.
So what are you allowed to tell us that's actually cool about pit crew?
Right.
Actually cool.
Pit crew. We get releases first.
Of course, yes.
Oh, okay. Wait. Before you continue that, when you're pit crew, are you also automatically a beta tester, or is that separate?
It's not automatic because beta test has some regional restraints.
Okay, okay. But so you still get the update early. That just doesn't mean you like tested it as a beta.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can tell you about beta testing. I'm a participant, but I can't really tell you what's involved in the testing.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
So what if you are getting an update and you get it, a week early,
Yes.
and it's something like a brand new vehicle, like the rotator or the hot rod or a racing truck or something like that? Is there any perks to getting like free chests or anything like that?
So, to my knowledge, we don't get anything free other than the VIP, and that's an opt-in. You don't necessarily need it. Some people choose not to go VIP. I did right away.
Why
But
would you
Yeah,
not
why
get
would you not
VIP?
get that?
I'd
like,
rather watch
why
the ads. You know what? I love watching the
Right?
farm game ads. I want to see these puzzles. Like, no,
right?
you got to get VIP.
Not, not. You can also you can get any skin or paint that you want, or you can get them all. And some people choose not to them, so they get the joy of unlocking them slowly. But I'm like, give it to me.
Yeah, there's
Give
no
me the
joy in,
big.
in waiting for a random chest to
No,
just pop it out. Just give me all the fucking
right.
skins.
I
Uh, so we
mean,
get,
yeah, give
so
me
we
every
get to,
skin. I'm still going to
yeah,
use the
we don't have
exact
to
same ones that I use with the exact same skeleton that I use, but I still want to have it.
Yeah, and I changed mine up for Halloween because Halloween's my favorite. So that's when I pull out all my favorite skins. And like on Instagram account, I used to do these little story blurbs with different skins in HCR2. So on my Instagram, which is a very weird Instagram account, you can do old HCR stuff too. But like we get the VIP if we want it, we get the skins and paints if we want it. If a new skin or paint comes out and want it, you can get that arranged. That's pretty cool. Um, the VIP is totally worth it. And like I have to tell you, it's not every day when you get a box from Finland. Just gonna put that out there. So
That's
when you
true.
get
With like a
pictures,
cool hat or something.
oh my god, I got a box of stuff that's just, I'm wearing one of my Hill Climb Racing 2 shirts. I'm wearing my Hill Climb Racing 2 hat. Um, like you get a box of really cool stuff. Like it was, I don't know how open the secret is, but like I posted it on my Instagram and Reese didn't have a problem with it. And like, there's some cool stuff there. Like I got like one of the coolest things. There's a little hip flask that's shaped like a jerry can.
Oh, that's so
That's my
cool,
Oh,
favorite.
that's
actually.
cool.
Oh, it's so cute. It's adorable. So I got a couple shirts. I got a whole bunch of stickers, which I ended up giving away almost all of them to people. As that for me, I felt like, oh, I could get these to the community as prizes. So much fun. So like, I got a bunch
Not to
of
mention
stickers.
when you roll up to the local tavern and your Hill Climb Racing 2 shirt and your Hill Climb Racing 2 hat, there's no way you're not going to get all the girls.
Oh, well, you know how that is.
Yeah,
So
I mean the girls are going to
I
say,
actually,
"Wow, what's Hill Climb
I
Racing 2?"
actually
And you
have
say, "You know,
had.
I'm kind of a big deal in this mobile racing game.
I'm pit crew.
Yes, I'm a big
I'm
deal.
pit crew.
I've actually
I'd like
had
to be
two
my pit crew."
play recognize the Hill Climb Racing 2 hat. I've had two people in the wild like, oh, you play Hill Climb Racing 2? I'm like, not only do I play Hill Climb Racing 2, I live it 24/7 because I'm a mod.
See, this is why me and Hulk need to do a face reveal eventually, so people will
I don't
recognize
know if you
the
know
podcast
this,
guys.
but I'm kind of a big deal.
As Cthulhu, I'm always a big deal because everybody knows who Cthulhu is.
That's true. But you know what? This is a funny story. Now that Hulk brought this up, I've told Hulk and a few of the Fair Play guys, but I met this girl, and okay, long story short, I met her parents as well, and I don't know, like we got to the topic of how okay, I play this stupid little game called Hill Climb Racing 2, and I'm so addicted to the point where I make YouTube videos and I do a podcast, and they're like, "What? You do a podcast for a video game?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's good. Like it's a big deal. Like our first episode, we had one of the like a representative of the developers of the game like come on and be on the podcast, and they were like, 'Oh wow, really?' I'm like, yeah.
They're like,
So
and you're telling me this to impress us? Is that
no,
like?
after I said that, they were actually
impressive.
impressed. I was like, yep, screw being a pilot and all, just be a podcaster for a small game.
Yeah, yeah. So they're like, okay, so you play a video game, and you do a YouTube channel for it, and you have a podcast for it, and you want to date my daughter? So, all right, we've got some other things to talk about after this.
Family meeting.
It's like, yeah, this guy is going nowhere fast.
I also mentioned how I was in the number one team in the game, and I thought I might get
Oh,
them, but
gosh,
apparently
wow.
not. Apparently not.
No, her pants are gonna drop in like 30 seconds after hearing that you played for Team Reddit. Let me tell you.
Well, you put in a score.
I thought I gave a good impression with everything I said. To be honest, I'm surprised.
I think so.
I'm sure
But
you
I
did.
played on a number one team, so I
Yeah.
was on Discord when we were number one.
Oh man, my stomach actually
So-
hurts from laughing.
So here's a valid question, Cthulhu. What team are you on right now? What is like your kind of like, you played Hill Climb Racing 1, you beat that game essentially, you maxed everything out. Hill Climb Racing 2 came out, you downloaded it, you played it a lot. Where are you now? Because I actually have no idea what team you even play on. And
I bounce a lot of teams. I am currently on TNT, the new team, which originally was like a chill out team for TNO.
okay,
I started and I actually was podium on the first ever team event, Discord versus Fingersoft.
wow,
So I started with DC and I was like, I think I was last place for the team and like sixth place in the podium, but I was on the podium with played with DC, got to feel that so joyous joy feel of being the number one team for a while. And then got to feel the utter shattering getting knocked out of number one. And then I have since realized I really do well on the top 150. Like the pressure's too much and I'm not an A gamer. You guys in the top 150 or especially top 100 are just next level players compared to me.
So like,
Like
what type of scores are you pulling?
I am not telling.
Come
But
on,
I have a GP of 8.4.
K.
so you've been playing for the last like 17 years, Hill Climb Racing 2. You have a GP of 8.4K. My alt account is almost at your account. I don't know. Maybe I played too much. That's the take-home message.
Let's just say I didn't have a good GP strategy until I hit about 5, until teams. So
Bad excuse.
on good events, I can break 30K.
Okay.
On events like craptacular shit show that they call the current event. Yeah.
The current event, in case this podcast is released delayed based on how terrible the co-host of this podcast is, Juanito, and pressuring the release of the podcast, because as soon as the podcast is done recording, I want it released now. So that's what I want to do. As soon as it's done recording, I want it released. I want it going. But the current event is, the first track is the rally car in the mountain adventure. Second track is a super bike doing some flips. Track 3 is rotator in the flying log, and track 4 is the no fuel motocross or scooter.
And here we have the shit show part of the shit show.
Yes, I actually don't think this event's bad. I
I
think this
hate
event's
it.
way better than last event.
No. I hate this.
It
event.
took me, if I did. So how many tickets are in a typical team match?
Well, you have 2 every 4 hours.
2 every 4 hours. That's plus sleeping, plus living a normal life and working. I mean,
There's no normal life. No, tickets are life.
You might put in like 10 tickets in a team match or something like that. But I would be lucky to put the soccer ball into the net one time in one match with my tractor. I just couldn't do it, and it was driving me insane. I actually considered taking a break from the game. Thought about going to a reset team.
Ooh.
It was really frustrating me that I could not put the ball in the net.
You
For
couldn't
me,
handle
it's
your
tragic.
balls?
I can't.
Yeah.
They're bouncing around too much.
For me, tractor being my favorite vehicle, and I couldn't get a 10K on that damn soccer freaking thing, that annoyed me.
Okay,
so
wait.
much.
You know what? I'm gonna interrupt you guys. I know there's two Americans here, but can we cut the crap? It's not soccer, it's football, okay?
No, gosh. Okay. Here we
don't
go
know why.
again with the
Yeah.
footballers.
No, I agree. What we call football in this country, and like I've been outed now as a USA citizen. No, it's not. It's sports ball. It's all sports ball. It's all sports. Just get over it, Juanito. It's sports ball.
I refuse. I refuse. Every part of the world calls it football. But anyways, you know what? No, last event was actually
That's
fun.
because America. It's like America kind of dictates the world.
No, they don't.
So-
Not in sports. You
Just
guys
gotta throw
suck
that
at
out there,
football.
you know. When it comes to
I don't
when it comes to your foot, so this is what I've said in different servers previously, but when it comes to football, which is soccer to us, we have, so many different men's sports that take up so many different time periods and different seasons. So for us, American football is at the same time that, soccer might be played, or we have baseball, we have all these other sports, lacrosse, and the women of the USA take soccer seriously. And what are they saying in the world? Just throwing that out there. They're number one in the world, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But what excuse do the men have?
Nobody cares about soccer in the U.S. unless it's, if you're a woman in the U.S., soccer is actually a really good sport because they can't play football. They can't play, the same sports at the same level as men. So soccer is a much more serious sport for women in the U.S., and they're the number one in the world. So that's all I'm saying.
I think that was very bad logic, and I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to explode.
I don't do sports at all, so I'm like,
No, Hulk and I, we do sports. I mean, if you saw Hulk, he looks like a what's it called? NFL player.
No. I was a baseball player.
Baseball, okay, fair enough. No, but no,
I
you know
play
what?
Hill.
This,
So I completely derailed this conversation.
yeah,
You
I
talked
was just
about
about to
soccer,
say.
and then I had to show somehow that America's the best. That's all I'm. Yeah,
Typical Americans.
That's the message. Yeah, typical American. That's right.
I want to go back to one of the things Hulk said about modding versus just being pit crew. Pit crew is awesome. Being a mod is a lot of headache and still pretty awesome. But like, I hate banning people and muting people.
No, you don't. Don't lie. You love that. Everyone that has ever had the chance to mute or ban somebody,
Unless you earn it.
they love
You're
it.
gonna let me finish my unless you
No,
earn it.
I don't love it at all. I hate actually. So I'm a mod on the Fair Play server, which is a minuscule presence compared to Fingersoft server. I don't think I've ever muted anyone that got out of line. I don't think I've ever kicked anyone. I don't like doing that. I like to encourage whatever you want to say goes.
Oh,
unless
Hulk, you're
you
just
are-
making me look like the bad one now.
You don't mute anybody. You don't do anything either. So
I mean, I've kicked
we have-
someone.
okay, so you've kicked someone. Okay, so you've got that notch on your belt.
Okay, wait. Let Cthulhu continue because we've interrupted him like
Okay.
5 times.
That's all right. I'm just getting my band button warmed up.
Just in case, my
it-
username is Juan and only.
Guadagnole. You got it. It's. I don't like it unless you earn it, but like it's there, and like there's a whole aspect of herding cats to being a mod. But I really love it because like I kind of feed off the enthusiasm and passion of the players. I'm really, really big on community. I really like community building, and like it's amazing how the life of HCR has taken off to the point where like it's like a diaspora towards these different Discord servers. And like the official Discord is there, and that's great. But at the same time, it's like the community is like people are starting to live stream. It's kind of cool. Like I've been live streaming for a long time, a couple of years, and it's cool to see that take off.
So
But the
you were one of the
community,
original live streamers. I didn't actually know this, but
He was the original live streamer.
you probably were the live streamer. So yeah, we're just seeing Turtle and others. You have to get a certain number of followers in order to live stream, and now they're starting to do live streaming, which is really cool because you can do public event mobs, you can do challenges, whatever you might, whatever you want to do. But to be doing that 2 years ago is really cool.
it's insane. It's really kind of like I did Twitch because YouTube requires 1,000 subs before you can live stream. And I found out I really liked the live stream aspect. I live streamed a public event. And I was doing, not only was I live streaming, I've been doing coordinated community races via live stream of the public events. So announcing times when to join and getting people of the community into the live stream has been really, really fun. So, but like, it's been on Twitter, or not Twitter, Twitch, which has been kind of interesting. But like, it's really fun to see it take off. Like, people doing some really fun things. Like, I saw a live stream recently where somebody did the entire season in a couple different live stream
Oh
sessions.
my god.
Right?
That is mad.
Isn't like they're one of those people that finished the season like I finished public events. Like I did, my record is I did the Halloween one 2 years ago in 45 minutes. Finished complete.
So I have a quick question about also what you mentioned about the mod, the being a mod on the Fingersoft server. Do you,
Sure.
because like I applied to it in the past. Sadly, AYM took my spot, and but I've always wondered, sorry, if it's a bit like a job, like you have to be at a certain time and mod for a certain amount of time, and there's like goals that you have to meet, or there's a certain type of expectation that is expected of you as a mod. Like, how is it? Or do you just log in whenever you want and you're sort of there checking here and there, like?
Kind of. It's, with the recent addition of so many mods, like the group, especially the one that you apply for, that you say AYM to respond. That recent was to kind of add more coverage across the globe, and that's actually part of what I love about the fundraising 2 community is it's really a global scale. And it's like we don't have like set times. My Discord's always on. It's whether I have messages disabled or not, or whether I'm live or showing on. But like, I have always approached it as like we're volunteers, and I think Reese has really approached it as like we're volunteers, and like we're expected to do what we can when we can, but it's not expected to be on 24/7. We have a lot to live up to because 42 points was like, if there's like a serious group of the community that thinks 42 points is a robot, basically because of his 24/7 for like 2 years. It was insane. So like, everybody sort of has to live up to that kind of at the ethos of being on a lot, but there's no expectation.
Okay.
Like, yeah, we have a way to talk to each other. Like, hey, I got to duck out early. And there's a lot of coverage now. When there was a lot less moderators, it was a little rough, especially when we grew to like, I remember when we broke 30K, I'm like, what the hell? And then we broke 40K members on FS, and then we broke 50K. It was insane. And let me tell you one specific horror about being mod. There is nothing quite so horrific as accidentally at everyone to 40,000 people.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Have you ever done that?
I did that. I'm telling you, I did that. And then I accidentally at everyone again. Oh my god, it was so again. I was like, take away my at everyone. Take it away. It's so
Sorry, at everyone.
Sorry, at
Yeah, sorry at everyone.
That is the embarrassing moment of my mod history is the at everyone twice. I felt horrible. But that's like the worst. The best is getting to see all these people sharing their passion and enthusiasm for hill climb racing. That's been really fun.
Yeah,
But herding cats, much fun.
yeah, I completely agree with with what you said, and I think we've talked this with other guests on the podcast about how like one of the greatest things that the game has achieved, especially through Discord, is the community that it has built. Like I would say nowadays, the majority of the community isn't so much oriented in Fingersoft server. I think like that's where everybody starts because it's obviously like in the game itself. Like you won't know to go on Discord and look for other servers if not for the game telling you that there's a Fingersoft Discord server.
This, I was one of those people that I didn't use Discord before Hillclimb Racing 2.
Exactly.
And
See.
I'm an old MIRC ICQ person. Like, it's like Discord is IRC basically with more bells and
Yeah,
but
exactly.
We actually did something recently where we checked. There's some kind of bot that can check your account age on Discord, and I saw I had Discord since 2017 or something,
No.
and there was no way that I played Hillclimb Racing 2 back in 2017. So the only explanation I could come up with is that there was some kind of site I was on that provided 18 plus content on Discord. That's the only thing I can think of.
No,
There's no other reason I would have been on Discord.
because my account was created in 2014, but the only reason I had Discord was because you still can use this to talk with people while you're playing some game, because some games don't have like voice chat.
inbuilt.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So this just made it so you could have like an entire party in like with the people you're playing, and then just have the game playing as well. So yeah. But anyways, what I was getting to was something that I've been thinking of right now is the current state of the community, because like at least on the Fair Play server, like we've seen, I don't know if you have access to the top 50 channel, but
I
and
don't think I do.
sorry.
I'm not in the top 50. I don't think I have access, so I'm not in the top 50.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it's a very small part of the community, clearly, because it's only the top 50. But there's, you could say, a bit of toxicity going on at the moment. But at the same
Oh my
time,
god! Yeah.
no, but wait. But at the same time, I don't think it's too bad. I think, like at least myself, I've been reflecting on the current condition of the community, and if anything, I'm very thankful with how active and invested we are in the community, because even just now, like we know that, or whatever, that there could be a huge update or something that could change the game drastically, and it could be a disaster, and it could completely change the game, whether to take it to the next level, or just kill it off where people stop playing it all completely, and there's no longer the community that we have today.
Yeah. Yeah. Leagues could kill it. I mean, if they screw up leagues, what happens? Like, will
Yeah.
the community, can it suffer? Like having an aspect of the game that's non-fun? Like, what's that going to do?
It's
I don't think they
literally
will.
the biggest update since team events.
Oh yeah,
It could be,
teams.
yeah, it could be. I mean, on the one side, it could be this amazing update where we get to play teams that we never would have played before. Looking at teams like Reddit versus TNO, has that ever happened?
No.
Probably not. Will it ever happen? Probably not. Maybe
Why?
leagues will change that because it's two of the best teams in the game, and you actively avoid each other. So that's what we want to see.
I don't think that's.
Yeah.
You make it sound like there's some talking between the two teams where we're avoiding each other, and it's really not.
No, I would say it's tactical relocation of where your
Tactical
team is.
Running away, just say it.
Yeah.
Tactical avoidance. Tactical avoidance.
Yes. So I mean, there's I think everyone would love to see a Tino versus Reddit match. I know that Tino is there. They hit me up asking for a match, and what's that going to prove? They're a much better team than USA. So I don't know. Maybe we'll match them soon. Maybe we won't. But we'd love to see two of the strongest teams in the game square up. Like that would be Reddit versus Discord, or Discord versus TNO, or Unity versus Discord, or Reddit versus, so those are some matches that really gather everyone's attention.
Oh well, I mean,
But
we can't play Unity because we're gonna merge together.
yeah, so they say.
So, I really hope that Leagues becomes where they not duke it out in this place and not threaten their place in team standings. Like, if we could get some competition between these top teams that doesn't involve them losing their place, then that might be really fun.
No, I disagree. I think you have to there has to be the risk of you losing the place, because that's literally what is wrong with the game right now. The fact that the difference between, right now Reddit, who I don't know how many cups we have right now, and not even too much below, like, I don't know, top 15, the difference in cups is like 15,000. Like, it's completely pointless even for that.
But also the difference in skill is completely different too. So I think I don't even know where we stand, but USA is ranked what, 9th, or anywhere between 8th and 9th or 10th, and we can't compete with a top 5. But our cups are not so far away
to compete, where the teams can play and not lose their team's place, but lose their leagues every season or whatever. I'm assuming seasonal. That seems to be the model in gaming.
Right. So if you are, you might say.
Oh, I get what you mean, Cthulhu.
Yeah, like a team. You know what I mean? Like an unranked friendly matchup.
No, not even unranked. Just you can have divisions. You can have seasons where people duke it out to be the first in that season, but you still have an overall standing, like the current one, which is not affected by the seasons, but you still have fights that could change it.
I'd like to see leagues completely separated from teams, where the team standings is always how it has been, duking it out match at a time. But the big teams can join as a team in the leagues and participate in the ladder and not affect the team standing.
You know what? I like that.
Separate from the standing, and it opens up an avenue of fun. Because there's a certain amount of pride of being in your place in a team versus a league where it's going to reset every season. It doesn't matter. I mean, people are still going to have that temporary pride of being, hey, we took first in the league.
No, but if anything, I think, because I'm going to ask you something, but before that, I'm going to tell you this. I think being first in a league matchmaking setting is going to be much more rewarding and looked upon by the community than being first as the current standings. Because if anything, at the moment, whoever is first, be it now Reddit, is just because we happen to be playing for a very long time and we have a strong enough team where we can probably beat any team, but also putting the time to just, most of the teams we play are easy teams anyways. So it's not really, everyone knows that in a way, like the current leaderboard is a joke. Like, it doesn't matter if you're placed, maybe the top 5 are out of the question, but I've seen teams that are like top 90 beat top 30 teams. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also, you have to also consider resets, mergers.
Exactly.
But I do agree, because if you are, if someone joins Reddit 2 weeks ago, they're not really able to take that same pride in being the number one team. They can take pride that they play for Team Reddit, but it's not like they helped the team get there.
Yes and no. I get where you're coming from, but like over time, if you've been in the team and you've played versus Discord, you've played versus the Unity, you've played versus top teams, like, you've done your part in being there. Just because, I don't know, you were not in the team when we jumped from second to first. I guess it depends how you see it, but I do think a league setting where you have seasons and you finish first, I think that's going to carry a lot more weight than the current leaderboard that we have. But anyway, I wanted to ask both of you this, and you can answer separately. What would you personally like to see out of leagues? And like, what would be the thing that would keep you playing the game?
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I talk a lot, so I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Unless you defer. You can defer.
I got this.
Okay.
I would like to see an arena for teams to match up that losses are not going to be these devastating, huge things because it's seasonal. I would like to see this as an avenue for getting more reward players with less work, just because I feel like better placing in leagues should automatically get you better rewards. So this might be an alternate way to get people who are struggling in bottom-up teams or south of 150 and get to that wall. This might be a better way to get parts and scrap and the in-game monetary system into players and make the game more enjoyable. That's what I'd like to see. A place where some of these big teams, we can have a Reddit versus Discord match, but it doesn't really matter because at the end of the season, whoever takes first is the winner for that season and it resets. So, like, I'd love to see a place where these teams can safely play each other, but not have to worry about, we're still first place on standings, from the team standings, but, you may have beat us in leagues, whatever. That's a whole other level of trash talking. But I think it's going to open up the game for enjoyment. That's what I wanted to.
Just to make it clear, even when we've lost, we've never said that. It's true. Go ahead, Holt.
I think for me, like a cool way to get the game re-engaged and players to get re-motivated would be, number one, I think that one of the ways that leagues can really improve the game is to even the playing field, by doing things like different events, totally new tracks for team events. And I hope that they're working on completely revamped new tracks that are exclusive to team events. So it's not this recycled event every 2 days. Well, that's one option. And I sure hope, like, even something like this mountain adventure track that we're using as a time attack, that's a cool way to do something different versus a moon jump with the bus again and again and again, or flipping on the moon, or, a no-fuel winter adventure map with the baby Jeep. Like, we've done that so many times now. We want to see something different. To keep people engaged, we need something that's new, even if it's an adventure track that's converted into a time attack. The second thing is they could do away with purple tickets in leagues.
Yes.
I think that would be a fantastic way to actually make the game a little bit more fair. Make a team that might be ranked 100 playing against a top 7 team or a top 5 team. Depending on the event, they might actually stand a chance because, Team Unity or someone might hoard tickets, and the team that's ranked 100 that has a huge battle every 2 days doesn't have any tickets left. So that's a good way to even the playing field even a little bit. So the third thing that I'm thinking of that might be a cool way to revamp leagues would be to have it more of instead of 2 tries every 4 hours, which, at the beginning is like, we need more tickets, we need more tries to learn this event. And by the end, it's like, blah, 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 it's just another ticket. You could have it PE style in a team event where you have 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes for a no fuel, whatever it might be. You have a certain time limit to get that track done. So you could do the craziest setups. You could do the most aggressive style.
Okay.
And just like, I've got 2 minutes to get this crazy part set up to work for me. Kind of like PE, where it's like, you might only have one crack at it by the time you mess up and you mess up and you mess up and you keep retrying. By the end, if you nail that one setup, you can have a monster score. I think that'd be a pretty cool way to do it, even if it's once a month or once every 2 weeks, or just change up the style a little bit to completely, change the strategy for the team event. I think that's the whole point of team events, is to cause
Chaos.
This disruption and chaos. And it's like the team has to gather together and figure out the best strategy work together for the win, depending on what the track is, depending on what the parts are, the cars. So I think the more change and chaos they can create in team events, the better it is, and the more fair it'll be.
I really hope that they take some of these custom tracks that they're doing, expand upon that, take what they have learned from watching the Grand Prix, and kind of do that with the Grand Prix, the public events, kind of do a conglomeration of all of them with League.
For me personally, what I think they should expand more on the team events. I would also like to see like new tracks or new like new challenges in the events. Like I don't know, like I don't know how to explain it, but like something new, like something other than a wheelie, something other than a football, something other than like no distance. Like I know they just added this 2-minute long tracks, which sure, I mean, I guess they're new, but I would like to see like different tracks. Yeah, like like a new challenge.
Yeah.
I would also, something I don't want to see is where leagues becomes a thing where you're always playing somebody your level. So if we have like the current matchmaking system, you would always be matched against, like let's say Reddit will be matched against Discord, and we play them, and then the winner of that, or even it doesn't matter if you win or lose, but you're gonna play someone then at your level at that point. So I don't know, North, and then Unity, and then Greece. Honestly, I don't want to have to try hard every 2 days, and that at this point it's basically 24 hours. I don't want to have to do that because part of the game, or I mean, it's a game itself, so it has to be fun. Is you know what? I'm gonna say it. It's fun stomping on noobs. It's that simple. So I like 4King teams every once in a while. No, if anything, I like having tough matches every once in a while. I prefer relaxing, having a laugh, playing tickets, creating dumb challenges in the team, making a video. I really, really don't want to have to try hard every 2 days for an event.
Right. That's you're going to lead to burnout that way. But at the same time, there are teams that, it's not. I like the idea that it's not always going to be a strategical, on your convenience shark. It's going to be, hey, you just this might not be your event, but guess what? You're going to play against Unity in the next 2 days, and that's that. You can't just time the sharks on your schedule.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I think like the sharking aspect added a different aspect and difficulty to what team events are, but I think it's, at least today, I don't like the way it works because we know everybody talks with everybody, so everybody has everyone's matchmaking time, and everyone's basically trying to avoid each other, so it's kind of pointless nowadays.
Well, that's not really true. I mean, I think if you're talking in the top 5, in the top 10, in the top 20, in the top 30, maybe, but beyond that, you have to have dedicated people that actually track the leaderboards, build a network.
Look, I don't do the matchmaking for Reddit, but I know for a fact that there's multiple servers, and I'm talking where there's top 100 teams that they track, or somebody's tracking them, or they work collectively to track all the teams in the top 100 to, avoid them, basically. So trust me, at this point, the system is broken. Like everybody.
What's the name of this server?
I don't know. I'm not there.
Okay.
You should ask Amra.
Top 100 server where they track everybody. Okay.
It's insane, man. Like literally, like I've seen chats where it's literally like, oh, has this team finished? Oh yeah, they're playing against this team. Oh, thanks. Oh, I just played against this team. Oh yeah, this team. Oh, you can press now. It's insane.
But there's still the human aspect. You can't say everyone's going to insta-match.
I guess. I think both ways could be fun. I think if you take away the part where you have to look at tables and stuff nowadays, which, by the way, it's insane. Like
that is insane. It's stuff that actuary does.
Exactly. It's a full-time job. Like it's to do a proper job, it's extensive. So if they get rid of that, they will make a lot of people's lives easier. But at the same time, if it's automatic, you have to be careful how you do automatic, because again, if you have to play Discord or TNO every 2 days, I'm quitting the game.
Right, but I think that a lot of players want to see a league with the top 10, and that would be incredibly boring because it gets tiring to play the same teams over and over again. It gets tiring to play. I mean, by the end of a 2-day match with another really strong team, you're kind of beat and you want to break.
Exactly. See, you know what? I can't remember who proposed this, but I heard something along the lines of, obviously they should have divisions. So there's no point in having leagues, but the top 10,000 teams still plays the top one. But at the same time, you should have the option of, even if you're playing your league match or whatever, you're playing Unity or Discord or whatever, you should still have the chance to have friendly matches with other teams, whether it be for practice or just for relaxing.
That's what Reese said. We had the option to friendly challenge people, but without. I mean, I guess it would be kind of like an unranked match then.
Yeah. Or give teams the option, like Cthulhu said, to join leagues. So it's not mandatory. Then you could just have the normal matchmaking that we have currently, and you go up in the leaderboard, which maybe doesn't matter too much, and then have the option to join leagues. I don't know. It's
right.
a mess.
Or you just merge with another team. You're feeling strong, and you say, I'm going to put my name in the hat for League A, and you want to battle the top teams for 2 weeks or a month. But that gets old after a while, and you want to just chill out for a while. So you should have the option to just go into this other league or this other regular normal matchmaking where you get maybe less rewards, but it's still just like a chilled out like we have it now.
Yeah, you know what? Just now I was thinking, you could also take inspiration from actual sports like football, where you have a 32 league, basically 32 team league, and in those 32 teams they can all beat each other, but that there's dominating teams, and divide the season such that you play a hard team, but then you play easier teams in between another hard team, so that there's no burnout. Basically, I don't know. It's difficult. Right. It's not that as simple as it sounds.
Right.
The burnout is real. The burnout is real.
No, seriously, yeah. Leagues could kill so many players.
Yep. But there's a lot of players, I think, that are saying, the game's getting a little bit boring. These are recycled events. You're still building your account, and you're running cups, and you're running adventure. That's fine. But these team events are a real drag now because it's literally the same tracks with the same cars over and over and over again. They might have a new wheelie track, or you might have to pick a new car for the wheelie. So, okay, so you do racing truck this time versus dune buggy the last 3 times, but it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, the new event coming out in 5 days, we're going to know 2 of the tracks at least.
Well, very few people picked up on the fact that the 100th team event was exactly the same as the first.
No, I saw everybody, and they knew it was the same one. Just changed the 10K marks.
That was actually cool. I actually don't mind when there's the typical hardest track in a team event is the wheelie or no fuel. But when those are the gimme tracks, and then you have some time attacks and some other things, it gives you a chance to get more aggressive as the event goes. So I think it's not I actually like that 100 team event where it was a replay of the first.
Yeah, that was more
because the monster truck wheelie was is a gimme.
Yeah, that was funny to see how before it was 500 meters and now it's 1,000, which was still super short.
And then Canton to Space did
10,000,
20,000. He did
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he did 20,000 meters by the end of the event.
Madman. Can we at least all agree that they should really get rid of the special tickets?
Yes. 100%.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Just trash them, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. you can't have someone that's. I mean, there are people that have
I mean, Liu,
300,
380, something like that.
yeah, 300 special tickets. So if it comes down to it, you can buy a good run, but someone like him, he's so good he doesn't even need them. So just get rid of him.
Yeah, they should just get rid of them, honestly. I don't like them at all.
Agreed.
At the same time, I'm like, you need those special tickets. So when you have a public event coming up, the first thing you do is like, I got to get to 400 points so I can, or 350 points so I can get my purple ticket. Like,
It's addicting. Like
just,
you get
it's
to a
so
point.
addicting.
Yeah.
You need those tickets, but you don't actually need them because someone like me, I could use 3 special tickets on a run, and by the end of that same match, I'm gonna beat it with 0.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm absolute trash at saving them. I'm absolute trash at saving them.
I'm like okay-ish, but like depends on the event. Lately, I've been okay. Like on my alt, I think I have like 50, but I should have way more. And then on my main, see, this is why on my main, anytime there's a tough match, like I will go all out
Yeah.
and just waste them all.
Well,
For me,
I
that
had
was
6,000
tractor soccer. I used
tickets.
so many tickets on tractor soccer because I would have 20,000 going into soccer on one ticket. I would fail. I'd get 64 meters with the tractor, trying to put the ball in the net. The next track was sports car, no fuel, or multi-jumping, and I'd end up with like 30,132 points.
I'm just
And then
saying you could 10K that track with the hot rod.
Yeah, you could. I preferred the sports car though.
Fair enough.
Oh, yeah, the sports car. It's in my top 3 least favorite.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I hate it. Honestly, I hate it.
But the point is, like, I knew that I could do track 4. I could not get the ball in the net. I would smack it with the bucket. I'm thinking, okay, this is for sure 10K. Then it would hit the top of the net, bounce back over my head, and I would fail at 150 meters. And it just got to be so frustrating that I just used far too many tickets just to get the ball in the net, and it still didn't work out.
If I had $1 for every time I bucket slapped the football to the top bar of the net, I would be rich.
Or it just bounced over the net.
Over,
like
yeah,
little
I
things,
bounced
like,
it so
oh my
many times
gosh.
over.
I was literally like squeezing my phone, shaking it. I could not get the ball in the net, and it was infuriating. I was thinking, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm done playing. You win HCR2.
Oh, I never felt like it so hard as then when it's my favorite vehicle and I can't get the 10K. I felt so try hard at that point.
What's your? Oh, you like the tractor? That's right.
Tractor is my favorite.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no skill with the football. It's mostly random. The physics on the ball is so annoying.
It seemed incredibly random. It seemed incredibly random number generator based and not. It just seemed like a complete wow. Like I had teammates 10K 1 and 2, and then complete and utter trash T3 because champ, like not even 10. So
Yeah, no. Okay. But anyways,
What do you think? What do you think about questions for the guest?
I was literally just gonna say that, so let's get to that.
I'm looking at the questions right now. Let's see.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Do the honors.
So that one was answered. That was King B. What's it like being pit crew? We pretty much answered that
Okay, no, wait,
one.
I have one here from a fellow pit crew. Das Po. He wants to
Oh.
No,
know.
it's da spo.
Das
Da spo. Like
Da Spo. That's what I
da
said.
spo.
Okay, Da
Okay.
Spo. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
What is your most memorable memory in HCR2 career?
ooh. There are 2. I already told you when I got the pit crew from Greece. That was pretty serious. But my favorite moment so far involves your favorite player, Rossi. Um, I had a moment during my live stream where everybody who was participating from the community in the live stream changed their player name to Cthulhu something based on their player name. And then the end of the one map, all three people who took the podium was like, Razor was in first, and Cthulhu, so I can't even remember who was involved, but all three people had changed their name to some form of Cthulhu and their name together. So I have
That's
a
awesome.
screenshot of them changing the name during my live stream, unprompted. They just did it. Everybody just started doing it. It was really fun. It was a really organic, high moment. It was really good.
I love that. That's so fun. Do you have a screenshot or like a small clip of that?
I do have a screenshot of that. I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah, send it
Yes,
to me
please.
and we'll post it on with when the episode comes out.
It's on my Instagram too, so I'll find it for you. It's pretty awesome.
Perfect. Go ahead, Hulk.
I'm looking through it. It's like,
Please,
I mean,
please ask AYMs.
okay. So AYM asked, when you eat people, males in particular, do you eat them whole or do you spit out the genitalia?
Well, trust me, if I could find y'all's genitalia, I'd spit it out.
Oh! Oh, man.
Okay, let's see what else.
In reality, I'm 100 foot tall, and humans are like popcorn chicken.
That's true. It's not like you can even feel out the texture.
You're crunchy, and that's about it.
Okay. Oh, I like this one. So, Zash wanted to know if you could meet up with one HCR2 player in real life, who would that player be?
That's a good question.
Oh, man, that is a good question. One HCR2 player in real life. Probably go with 42. Yeah.
Any
Very few
reason?
people really quickly. 42 points or possibly Razor seems pretty cool.
Rosita.
Rosita.
You wanted to say Rosita.
Rosita.
Yes, Rosita.
I have to call him out every single episode.
Everyone. And I'm helping to do it this time. I think just because 42 points is... And like then he invited me onto the DC team, and so I know him more than most people, and he just seems really, really cool. If I were going to meet people just based on HCR2, maybe Leviathan or Scaldi. And Leviathan,
Wow.
Oh,
Those are
Yeah.
those are some blasts from the past. Scaldi is actually on Nemesis right now, and Levi was the leader of Chimera.
and all
Correct.
Nemesis as well.
Yes, also old Nemesis as well. And the reason I know those two cats is because of Tractor Wars.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Levy is ungodly. He's a robot. There's just no way. He's just too good. And then, unfortunately, he had his account banned. And then
Yep.
Scaldi is also one of those people that I always see the back of his tractor. So good, and he's so fun as a person.
Scaldi's very good at time trials.
At every vehicle, apparently, because he's still on my friends list from Tractor Wars.
Yep.
And like Tractor Wars, I would chase him every day. He's just that good. But he's also a really cool person in real life. Well, I assume, but like, talking to him, he seems really cool, So maybe those two cats, one of those two cats, that would be kind of fun.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Question.
Interesting. Your turn, Hulk.
So this is from Ollie. What aspect of the game do you enjoy the most, and what makes the tractor the most appealing and fun vehicle to you?
Ooh. I like the public events the most, and team events. I don't like the pressure of the team events for them. I like being on the reboot teams because it's like helping lower GP people build up their GP and skill set is kind of fun. I really enjoy that aspect of especially we're not doing it so much as a recruiting team, but I've been on other recruiting teams like Bob Island. I
Okay.
like the aspect of newer players get their GP up by 4King noobs. The unranked teams on the way up. That's a lot of fun. I really enjoy the public events just because I get blasts in an hour, and they're a lot of fun to live stream. Um, I used to be a rally guy. I loved rally. I ran it all the time, and I ran it all the cups. And tractor, I stumbled upon tractor, and it just something clicked about it. It drives kind of like the rally used to when the rally was new and the game was. It drives kind of like that, but it's tricky, and the turbo is insane. Coin boost is insane, and
It is.
it's one of those vehicles I just have a natural knack for driving, and it became my favorite quickly just because I was pulling off some animated flights that were just like, this thing just flies like a dream. And
It
so
does. So
I've
if
been
you have like afterburners, coin boost, wings, it can fly. The turbo pisses me off to no
I
extent
love
because
the turbo on the tractor. There's
oh
this
my
one
gosh,
track
yeah,
where you can get world record with it, and it is beautiful once you get that OT. It is
right.
so satisfying.
I wish two things on the tractor. I wish the turbo was more predictable, and I wish the wheelie boost would kick in a half second quicker.
the wheelie boost is stupid on the tractor. The wheelie boost completely is broken on the tractor. Reese, fix it.
Don't fix it, please.
It's just so late. Like so, if you're doing like a hill climb team event, like and you're using tractor, if you're using something like the racing truck, it's predictable. It kicks in when you think it will. The tractor, it's like 5 seconds later, you're like, okay, where's this wheelie boost? It never comes, and you end up flipping or something. So,
Well, your wheelie boost, I totally 100% valid. The OT is the most powerful OT in the game.
Yeah.
And to
it's true.
really
It is.
track wheel land on the tractor is very important. But if you time, one of my favorite runs of all time, I got the OT, fuel boost, and the afterburner all going at the same time. It was insane. It flew off of my screen. It's so good.
Oh man, yeah. Honestly, it is very satisfying. It's hard to use, but it's very satisfying.
Very. It's a hard vehicle to drive, and most people hate it, and I think that's why I love it. It's a hard vehicle to drive, but once you learn it, like I've been running Tractor Wars since the beginning, which is like 42 weeks old now, like some ridiculous a long time. And so like you fly one vehicle that long, and it's so fun as a difficult vehicle that nobody likes. Yeah, not very well. It's like snowmobile, but it's just there's something about the way it drives. It just reminds me of kind of Raven and I had this discussion that it kind of drives like the rally used to before it got all heavy, front end heavy. So
Interesting. I mean, okay, I haven't played that long, so I don't know if the rally ever behaved differently.
a little bit. They've changed some stuff.
Okay.
They've changed some stuff.
All right, so the next one comes from Hayes Nation, fellow mod at the Fair Play server. He wanted to ask, what is, I don't know why this sounded weird in my head, but what is the weirdest place you've played HCR2 at? And how does your significant other feel about HCR2?
Ironically, I've been playing HCR1 as long as I've been dating my current domestic partner. So she's really tolerant and knows that it's well, an unhealthy obsession, but she's very tolerant of it.
Cups are life.
Yeah.
Yeah. The weirdest place, this is an awesome story. The weirdest place I've played HCR2, Burning Man.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I attended Burning Man in 2018, and the only team events I've missed were while I was at Burning Man. And I also like playing while camping. And I like to do leave no trace camping in the middle of nowhere, so I'm usually off grid. So I like to play HCR1 off grid while I'm camping. But like I did play Burning Man I did play a little bit of hill climb racing too. There was absolutely no signal, so all I could do was like offline play. But it was still the weirdest place I've played.
Very cool.
Do you see
Definitely.
any more questions, Hulk?
Let's see. I, I don't.
Yeah, honestly, you guys need to step up your questions. You say I have to step up my hints, step up your questions. Some of them were just so bad.
Yeah. It's like, who would you eat first and why? It's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, I kind of understood why, just because like I kind of looked at it this way. All the rest of your guests are very well-known team event players, and it's like very team event focused. And like these people are very well known for being the players that they are, and I'm kind of well known for other reasons. So I kind of figured the questions would be a little weird.
They could still be related to what they know you for, so... Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway,
obviously, we have the typical questions that we ask everyone. So, the first one
sure.
always being, who do you think are the top 3 players in the whole game? And
In the
why?
whole game.
Yes, I know. And please give me 3. Don't come here with like D-Flow or Avi Tohol who have like a list of 30 people.
Oh no, I actually pared it down quite a bit.
To 3.
So do you want my favorite 3 players in general, or just the top 3 in team?
No, your top 3 and then 3 players you would want to play with in the same team that you haven't played with already.
That I haven't played with already. Okay, well, I'd say the best 3 drivers that I know of: Ken into Space, just insane. Leo Lu, and I don't even know if this dude's playing anymore. HCR Noob. Do you remember
Oh,
that
I
player?
remember him. He was in Reddit.
Yeah, and he was in DC for a little bit too. And like I don't even know if he plays anymore, but he was just
No, I think he quit. I remember when he was in Reddit and he started, I think, playing GTA 5, and I think he quit the game completely. He got bored.
oh, that's too bad. He was so good. He was so
Okay, that's a good one. Would have thought of that.
I think we lost him.
Did we?
Yeah, it's
Oh, we
possible
did. So
because he's on a.
we'll pause it for now. It's okay. So I'll keep.
It's possible because he's on a Bluetooth headset. So that was always my worry. It's like when you get your.
Back. All right.
Where did I cut off?
So you were just about to answer the second part of the question.
Which is the yeah. So you just talked about HCR Noob, being on Reddit.
And Ken in the Space.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are the best 3 drivers that I know. Yeah.
Okay. And which 3 players would you want to play with?
Well, 2 of these have come from the podcast, believe it or not. I would love to play with Razor Rosita. Razor's appeared on my live streams, and I really like communicating with Razor. Really super knowledgeable about the game, has a massive amount of skill,
Yep.
is really friendly, really helpful, and really encouraging instead of being, oh, I'm a top player, so, screw you, whatever. Seems to be really down to earth, and I really enjoy him, them, her, no idea, rumors about.
It.
Um, I just enjoy them as a player. Morrowbox and Avita Hall are my other 2 that I'd like to play with.
Oh.
Yes.
Avita Hall, I knew almost nothing about until the podcast, and then like, wow, it's just sort of like, ooh, that would be a really cool person to play with.
He's awesome, honestly.
So
Yeah, he's awesome.
yeah, it just seemed really, really cool, and like, I think it was Avita Hall on the Real Talk podcast got into a little burn about the daily tasks, like, well, I just got to get my 3,000 points in my chest. It's just such a massive under the radar burn that it just boosted that. It just boosted it a little bit higher for me. Like, oh yeah, yeah, that right there. That's a wicked bird. So I don't know how many people caught that, but I found that really, really hilarious.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I had to do 16 tries in the Intent City," and yeah, Hopefully the
Wonderful.
tasks get better.
Oh, I hope so.
I stopped doing them, you know?
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
Stop completely?
like now that you brought it up, I'm literally logging into the game right now to see what I have because like today I did I think like 20,000 cups and yeah, I haven't done a single task.
I got 3 neck flips with the mono wheel in Intense
Oh
City.
my god, I can't even imagine.
Right. All right, next. So,
Yeah, I would throw the game. No. And it's not like the reward is that great either. 100 like points for the road, which by the
yep.
same for the same amount it takes me to finish one of these, I can do like probably like 3 tracks, and then 3,000 coins, and a bronze chest. No, it's really not worth it.
Right. I've actually stopped looking at the tasks. So when they first came out, I was like, okay, I gotta get all these tasks right away, and I probably I haven't even looked at a task in probably a week because every time I look, it's like something ridiculously stupid, like wheelie 400 meters in backwater bog with a hot rod. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. So.
Yeah, for the amount of effort, it's really not worth the price. Like, if you want me to do 3 net flips with the mono wheel in Intense City, give me a 24-hour chest or something.
Right,
that's a legendary chest. That's at least a legendary chest. Give it to me.
Yes, and with a guaranteed legendary part. Like, not this dumbass chest that we have at the moment where the chances... Like, you always get rare parts and epic parts. It's so bad.
Right.
If I have to spend 3 special tickets to do a you better even give me a legendary.
You spend special tickets on... No.
No, I'm saying if I had to. I'm like, I see Raging City or Intense City.
Buy tickets.
Like the red tickets, you mean?
Yeah.
The red ticket.
Because I'm pretty sure you can also spend your actual special tickets. That's what I'm saying. So buy them. Don't.
Oh yeah, like 50 gems or whatever can get you 4 more tickets.
Like, morally, I feel like that's. Yeah, I'll spend my gems on the team event or the public event. Finish that. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I can't stand it.
Well, so is it about that time where we do hint for the next guest?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't even know. So
I'm down for that. Cthulhu, do you have it ready?
Well.
Does Cthulhu have it?
I do have it ready. So your hint for your next guest, loyal podcast listeners.
I like that.
You might not fear this beast's scores, but once he has you in his crosshairs, you are bound to get ambushed. Whole pack.
Okay.
So it is, you might not fear this beast score, but if he has you in his crosshairs, you are bound to get ambushed by the whole pack. And I would add, this person does not like giving out their friend link. I'll tell you that much.
And to add to that, this team does not like to give out their friend links.
Yes. They may have been zeroed once or twice, and they're a little bit protective.
They're a little protective. And I do note that Hulk is holding a grudge about the friend list.
Clearly, I mean, he brought it up about 3 times before the podcast and now.
Here's my friend link, and, no ulterior motives. Oh, by the way, I'm not the FBI trying to kick down your door for your friend link and give you the old witch's sniff, as you say.
That's classic.
Well, there you have it. Let's see how long people take to discover that one. I think that was actually pretty hard, to be honest.
It's a pretty hard one, I'd say, just based on my own opinion.
Yeah.
Like, he's not very well known, and it's not like one of the things where you can like search online and find the answer. Like this one, like there's a lot of candidates for it.
Yeah.
There's an undisputed champion, which is him, but some people might think of other people.
Mm-hmm. it's a good guess, but like you can't research it. Like my hint, there's a little bit of
Exactly.
research to probably get it. But
By the way, I just love the amount of effort I put into researching all of that, while Hulk over here didn't even bother looking up how to say your name. So just appreciate the effort here.
It's true.
yeah,
It's true.
that just means Hulk is going to be eaten first because he didn't get the name right.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm good eating.
It's an honor, really. It's an honor. Really.
On top of that, he came late. Remember that, yeah? He pushed it
Oh,
by like an hour.
Time zones. They're a
It's
thing.
true.
Time zones. What is the difference between you guys? Like 2 hours, 3 hours?
3 hours. Yeah.
A side note: it's almost 3 a.m. here.
Oh, jeez.
That's prime HCR2 territory.
Yeah, that's when you do your best tickets.
I was just about to
Yeah,
say, I
that's
just
a-
got team tickets revealed. I'm about to pull out a 37K.
Oh wow! Why are you here? You should be.
Guarantee.
You should be deep.
Don't worry. If you need help, I can change my alt account to your name and make you look good.
Yeah, Hulk, side note, please do that and send me the file. I'll upload it as mine.
Oops.
Well, anyways, Cthulhu, man, honestly, it was such a pleasure having you here. This was honestly like
Thank you.
such fun. Like, I completely lost track of time.
Me too.
Awesome.
It was awesome.
Very good. Have me back for the real talks.
Yes, please.
We will.
If you want to be back for any of those, like, just
Totally.
let us know.
Cool.
Especially if
Yeah.
Turtle and
Okay.
Avita Hole are not going to talk on Real Talks.
Well,
It's
you
true.
know, we just got to train Reese to talk a little less, just a little bit.
Just Reese, not me and Hulk.
Well, I thought that went without saying, especially Hulk. Like I thought that
Especially
was
Hulk.
Yeah.
not everybody knew that. So, no, I love Reese. I'm kidding, totally kidding, but
He might demote you now. No, no more pit crew.
Yeah. Sorry.
banned. He'll totally ban me.
But yeah, that's it
But
for
But
tonight, guys.
thanks for joining us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, guys, for having me. It was a pleasure.
Anytime. You're more than welcome to come back anytime. So for everybody else that's listening, don't forget to come to the Fairplay server and guess who you think the next guest is going to be. We have a very special podcast coming in before that. I'm not going to give any hints about it, but
You just kind of did.
not really.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying what it's about,
Yep.
but it's
We'll call it a real talk.
yeah, let's call it that. It's a real talk. It's gonna get people excited.